morning and welcome to the K6 project. Today is the first day of my official, I guess semi-retirement is the best way to describe it. I'll manage to survive. Anyway, back to the topic, K6 project. So, I'm not really 100% prepared for everything at the moment, so I'm still doing some of the local boxes before I move out towards some of the further distance boxes away from my my house. Yeah, so as I was saying, I need to
After
do some
300 yards, you have reached your destination.
Cheers, SatNav. So I'm arriving at my first box for the day, Braunton even, in Northamptonshire. So I've got my eyes peeled, looking for the box. Supposedly it's only 100.
You have reached your destination, Welton Road.
There you go. So supposedly I'm here, but now I need to look out. See if I can find out where this box is. Ah, right, I've seen it. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of a swing around the block. So right, yeah, sorry about that. So yes, I'm at my first stop for the day. And we'll get out in a minute and we'll take some pictures, but I thought I would just start doing a video blog online of me travelling around. Hopefully I'll swing the camera at some point so you can actually see where I'm going, but at the moment this is just a general introduction, so there you go. So second stop of the day coming up in a few minutes. This is Staverton Village.
After 200 yards, turn left, Daventry Road, then take the second right.
So you can see I'm under orders.
Turn left, then take the second right. After 200 yards, turn right, Church Street, then turn left. Turn right, then turn left.
Make your mind up.
Turn left, the orchard, then turn right.
So where are we?
Turn right, Manor Road, then you have reached your destination.
Ah yes, I see it.
You have reached your destination.
So
Manor
there
Road.
it is up ahead of me. So now just to find an appropriate place to park up. Which looks like it's just going to be here. So from quick inspection, it looks like it's been repainted, although I'm not sure it's the right shade, but I'm not shadist. It's got a working telephone and it's a Tudor crown, but we'll take some pictures and obviously we'll see those a little bit later in the day. Okay, so all the photos done. So now we're on to our next destination, and according to my sheet that is Upper Cadesby. Never been there before. We shall see what it's all about. Fortunately I've got to get out of this village and it looks a little bit compacted, so let's just see if I can work my way around it. Good, my sat-nav's working for me. Ah, right, we're out of the village. Okay, so I've turned the camera around this time so you can actually see me driving, for no other reason than I love driving, and I like to just watch the scenery go by as I poodle along these lanes. I mean, I'm only rolling along at 40-45 miles an hour. I'm in no rush to get anywhere or do anything, and really this is what this has all been about. So
bear right, then you have reached your destination.
Oh, obviously yes, is it straight ahead of me. So let's just get through this little junction properly. Well, as always, what I'll do
You
is
have
I'll
reached
turn
your
around.
destination.
So we'll just park up here. Undoubtedly I'll get the neighbours looking at me, and we'll take some pictures. So, right, so that's the pictures taken. So I didn't leave a card. I have these little sort of calling cards, I guess is the best way to describe them. There seems to be a very large upturned cone propped against the door, so that when you open the door that will just come flying out, so I thought it best not to. Right, so onwards to our
You
next
will arrive
destination.
at your destination at 11:08 a.m.
Which means we're about 4 minutes away. Sorry about the little vertical streak that you seem to be getting on this video. This is actually sunlight, which is a very unusual thing to see at this time of year.
After 200 yards, you have reached your destination.
There she be. Okay, so same as always, take some pictures, move on to the next location.
At the end of the road, turn right, then bear right. Turn right, then bear right.
So first cyclist of the day.
After 300 yards, bear right.
I normally come across a few horses every now and again, so having a mindset of not being in a rush is always a good thing.
Bear right.
Anyway, we're descending into Priors Marston. This is a Coventry postcode, CV47, but it's actually a Northamptonshire location. So postcodes are an absolute nightmare when it comes to deciding where places are, and invariably for sat-navs as well, postcodes are absolutely rubbish.
After 300 yards, turn right, the green, then bear right, the Holloway.
So, midway through my sentence there. Yeah, postcodes define a zone, not a physical location of one particular building. And the more
turn right,
rural,
then bear right.
and the more rural locations become, the larger these zones tend to be, because they're actually about the post office putting together groups of properties, not necessarily for the benefit of sat-navs.
Bear right, the Holloway. Then you have reached your destination.
So supposedly I'm looking out for my post box here. So as you can see, alright, my post box is way up ahead of me.
After 100 yards, you have reached your destination.
In some rural places I've found postcodes could be
You have reached your destination.
a couple
the
of
Holloway.
miles. Anyway, let's just park up here. Some of this journey is about documentation for history, so that, you know, if somebody wants to repeat this, or like it's some grand adventure, but if somebody wants to go and visit the boxes in, let's say, 10 years' time, they've got a comparison list to look at. Notice this road's getting narrower, getting the mounds of earth in the middle here. I like these sorts of roads, you just never know what you're going to come across. I mean, what on earth is that piece of machinery? Aha, and here we go. Oh, that's interesting. Right, so it has signs up saying it's a defibrillator, but it appears to be empty. According to the list I've got, Boddington, yeah, it was empty in June 2019 as well. So it's probably a box that's being converted at the moment. Anyway, we shall go and take some photographs. I shall leave my calling card, and hopefully somebody will pick up the calling card and will contact me and tell me all about the box, because I'd like to know about it. So we're now heading towards the first of the Oxfordshire postcodes. Again, a little confusing in that the next three locations are all Oxford postcodes, but they're in Northampton. Bit of a rough road, this one.
At the end of the road, turn right, A361.
Hello, what's going on here? Bit of a bypass, I guess. Well, I think this is probably going to be near the last bit of the video for today. I've just realised the battery's near enough dead, so my bad. Well, miracle upon miracles, I remembered I had my old Canon XS camera with me, so I'm going to give this a little bit of a try and see how we go for a while. This is not even a 720p camera, so I should imagine the quality is absolutely atrocious.
After 300 yards, turn left, Mill Lane, then bear right, Hog End. Turn left, then bear right.
So supposedly...
Bear right, Hog End. Then you have reached your destination.
It's warning me a speed camera. I don't think so. Anyway, we're here. Well, I've no idea if this is in focus or not. I mean, this happened last time I tried to use this camera. I brought another load of cameras with me today, but unfortunately I've either filled all the memory up and or run the batteries flat, so I'm down on the big camera at the moment, which has got video capability, but I'm just looking at the screen off to one side, and it just seems to be going in and out, in and out, in and out of focus. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway, this is a sign off for today. I started off fairly early this morning, and it's now just coming up for sort of 2:30. I'm about 15 miles from home, just pulled over to the side of the road. I just wanted to give you a quick, straight off the cuff feeling for today. I've been working on telephone boxes south of Daventry in Northamptonshire, going between the M40 and the M1. That's the best way to describe where I've been. I planned on 16 telephone boxes, but I managed 17 because there was an additional one that I came across as I was transitioning through a village from one box to another. So it was good. One thing I have noticed about today, not a single book exchange. There was one box that looked like it was going to be used at some point in the future as a book exchange, because it was it had a key lock added to the door, and it had some bookshelves in it, rudimentary ones, not sort of fixed up or anything, and a couple of boxes in the bottom that were marked up as in telephone box parts, etc. So and it had a fresh coat of paint, so it looked like somebody was working towards getting that ready to be a book exchange. I didn't come across many defibrillator locations today. One was marked up as being a defibrillator, and similar to the book exchange one, it had been freshly painted, signage had been applied, etc., but there was actually nothing in it. So it's one of those sort of things where I guess whoever it is that's looking after the box hasn't actually got to that stage yet where it's finished, and that's fine. The last box was interesting, and that one was pretty scruffy and dirty, but it had a little sign in there saying that this was going to be absolutely fabulous when it had had a restoration. So again, it looks like another parish council has taken over the box and will try and make some use of it, and this is all good. There was quite a few telephone boxes that were actually telephone boxes, which shouldn't really come as a surprise because that's what they are, but normally when I go out on the road I tend to find that there's a good balance, a good mixture. Today seemed to be a lot of telephone boxes, a few defibrillators, as I say, no book exchanges up and running, just this one potential one. I did stop for coffee and cake today at a nice little place called the Cafe Forge. So I'll give them a little shout up. I'll put a link in the video at some point to them. Nice coffee, a bit of a strange place, had lots of pictures of Aston Martins up, but absolutely no relationship with Aston Martin whatsoever, which was strange, but it was I guess just a collection of pictures for no other reason than they occupy a wall and give you a talking point. Anyway, I'm babbling on. I'm going to make a run for home now. I'm just going to have to roll up the A5 Watling Street towards home, and I guess I'll bump into the traffic at some point. Anyway, nice to speak to you all. Hopefully you're seeing some good content starting to appear on the website. The video side of things, again, this is still very, very early days for me. It's about finding, you know, where to put a mount on a car. Today's experiment with videoing has been with two different this is going to be 3 different cameras in different locations and things, and I just made a complete pig's ear of undersized memory cards, not enough battery power. Say it's all about learning. Anyway, I'll sign off, and thank you very much for any support that you're giving me at the moment, and I'm looking forward to showing you a few more telephone boxes and some of the sights and sounds as I'm driving around towards and away from these boxes. Bye for now.